Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Vermont House Committee on Commerce and Economic Development. Again, Thursday, March 27, 2025 at like 3:38, 2:38 in the afternoon. Uh, Back, legislative council has written some new words. Rick, if you could back up there.
Certainly. Rick Sagal, Office of Legislative Counsel. We're going to start on page, this is draft 3.2 now. So we're on page 6 and subdivision 3 and then subdivision A is new. This is the notice that the AG will produce for people to use to send to data brokers. So the AG gets to control how that looks, except A, the notice shall require that the covered person provide the covered person's full name along with the specific protected information of the covered person that is being disclosed by the data broker. And then B and C have not changed. So does that reflect what you all were thinking? That you have to tell them the information that they are disclosing, that you want them to stop disclosing? Okay. So nothing else changed here. Nothing else changed here. Even though it's highlighted, I didn't change it. Promise. Down to page 11, the form of notice. Remember, the AG has 90 days from July 1st to make this form. So in between July 1st and September 1st, people who wish to contact a data broker is given this method. They must, it's a written notice, they must reference a section, which is they must be able to tell the data broker this is statute 9 VSA 2448. And they must say they identify themselves as a covered person or an agent of the covered person, provide the covered person's full name along with the specific protected information of the covered person that is being disclosed by the data broker, and request that the data broker cease disclosing the specific protected information of the covered person.
What happens if through error or omission, the covered person doesn't locate or identify all the specific protected information that may be out there? Is that going to be a problem for them to proceed? Or is that going to be a case if we've got enough of it so we know who we're talking about and clearly there's some out there in violation?
So it's a good question. You know, it's going to be up to the covered person to do their research and figure out which data broker is, you know, they should do this to. Maybe there are several data brokers that have this information, and they'll be sending out several notices to several data brokers. But like as the disclaimer says, it doesn't mean your information is going to be off the internet. There could be other companies that are not data brokers that could have your information. So it's, I hope that answers your question. It's up to the cover person to figure out where their information is and who to send it to.
But if they may continue,
Yeah.
If they find, oh, you've got this information of mine out there, and they act on that, and they've overlooked some other category of information that might be protected from our list.
On the same
Is that-
data broker.
Yeah, is that going to be a fatal flaw to their follow-up action?
So that information they specifically request would have to be stopped, redacted, right? If there's other information they miss, then that would not be covered by the notice, and the data broker could continue to disclose it. They would have to send a new notice with another item of specific protected information.
I'm just wondering what that is being disclosed to, like, wishes not to be disclosed. Or I don't know if it matters.
Well, this is all about information already being disclosed, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's not preventative, it's actually reactionary that your information's out there. Right, that's how it's structured. Now you're making me think about
I
it.
know. Sorry.
That was my interpretation.
Yeah, this is requesting that the data broker cease disclosing or redisclosing. Yeah, they're disclosing, and you want them to stop. No other changes from 3.1.
Are we ready for comments? Okay, so obviously, I'm still not overly excited. I think that we're better where we are than where we were, which is when we do a vote, I will vote yes to come to bring it out of committee. I appreciate the work that the committee has done to try to get to where I want. I'm a little short, but that's okay. No. No, I really do appreciate it. And even though I may not sound like it, but I really do. But that being said, like I said, you know, when we do a straw poll, I'll be voting yes. Because it's better than where we were.
Anybody else? Comments?
I'm happy with.
As happy as I am with anything.
I'm also happy with where we've gotten to. I think it's a good first start.
Make a motion. Oh, whoops.
We're dealing with a genie who's already out of the lamp, and we're trying to figure out how to get the genie back into it.
I guess. Yeah, but you don't know that you're ever gonna get the gene back in the lamp.
Exactly. I mean, that's part of my concern. I too have to say I appreciated everybody's work on this and thoughts, and I hope I've been a contributing member. On the one hand, I'm thinking you got to start somewhere. And then on the other hand, you don't want to take a difficult situation and inadvertently make it worse. I am concerned about the public records aspect of it and all, and I'm glad to see we have that included in there because that is a source of a lot of information that's out there. I think I would probably vote a yes with this being my explanation and the straw vote.
So since I've been pretty vocal about this all along, I'll just share kind of what goes through my head and like I've said before, I don't think this bill is all that effective. It's protecting one very minuscule aspect. There's so many other ways. And for the record, if somebody wants to kill you bad enough, this bill is not going to stop it. This is one of the reasons why it was very important to me to add that piece in there about letting people know this doesn't mean you're safe. Because I do not want these people lulled into a false sense of security.
100% correct.
I am very concerned about the private right of action because there are so many unanticipated things. These people, the bad actors that are these attorney companies, they're not going to play by the rules. And what they're going to do is they're going to they're going to word things in a way that is on borderline misleading because they don't want a lawsuit. What they want is they want the people they're going after to pull out their checkbook and say, how much do I need to pay you to make this problem go away? And I think that we are opening the door for a lot. I'm very concerned that we are opening the door for that to happen. I'm also concerned because we're setting a precedent. Now, in my opinion, data brokers, they work with data. I feel like they have a little more skill on how to deal with this. But what precedent are we setting going forward on, when this extends to commercial, when this extends to public, if it extends to all those records? Are we going to triple the amount of liability? And now they'll have been able to refine some of these techniques. So I'm very, very concerned about the PRA. I think it opens the door because this is setting a precedent. And now those states, those people that are also doing data privacy bills are gonna say, oh, well, Vermont did a data privacy or did a PRA, we can do one too. And maybe not think it through as well as we did. Nonetheless, all of that said, it's something. And it's better to have your front door locked and all the other doors open than no doors locked. So I will be begrudgingly and reluctantly giving a yes vote on this.
I think I like that analogy of having just the front door locked. I mean, I agree with you. I think it's a start and it's a targeted group. We're a small state. It's not really that many people. I think we're gonna learn a lot. I mean, if this goes through, I think we would learn a lot and we'd be able to watch and track and see if there are unintended consequences that are concerning. So, but I hear you on that. I mean, I think that's something we want to have our eyes open about.
How have you had a chance to look at the last?
Rep Harvey just gave me the 3.1, but informs me that it's updated.
It's 3.2 now.
That's good.
On the fly, on the fly.
Rick, can you pull it up and?
Oh, yes. Happy.
And define
Have you
disclose
look
for
at
us,
it?
please.
I just want to make sure you're comfortable.
I may have disparaged lawyers caught on the record. I want you to,
Which is GAG to,
yeah,
you know.
all in jest,
Or something.
Yeah.
all in jest. Let me open this up.
I used to refer to myself as a lawyer.
All right, just share my screen. So I'll just go over what changed from the 3.1, 3.2. Did you read 3.1?
I just glanced at it.
Okay, so you already understand everything about what we did. So 3.1, I will show you a little bit. I removed the highlighting so I could send it to Anna Grace a clean copy. So subdivision 3 on bottom of page 6. That is the notice the AG is creating for people to use cover persons. Thanks, Anna Grace. Subdivision A is new. The committee wanted the notice to include the person's name and the specific information that is being disclosed by the data broker. Going down to on page 7, I think. So, okay, subdivision C, which is on bottom of page 7. This is the form that the AG will create, where a covered person or authorization of the covered person is able to provide notice to the AG that 15 days have passed and there's been a violation. The form requires the person provide the name of the data broker, and this is something we might want to look at. Make sure we didn't want to include this here. One element of the covered person's protected information. Do you want to change that to the specific protected information to match up with the rest of the bill?
Thanks.
Okay. 3.3.
Yeah.
I you know,
Be 2021.
that was
True. Right, Chris?
We've done it.
Oh, let's hope that doesn't happen again. What's coming? That's gonna be more. I was told this was an easy committee. Somebody lied to me.
Specific. Said it was an.
Yeah. Who said
that? Everybody said that. We got the best
We gotta
creative
get back to
committee,
that.
so-
Yeah.
I will.
The stuff that we deal with.
They said the chair was very good. Everybody says the chair is very good.
Steering building.
That's literally what everybody says.
True.
It's 100%, 100% accurate. Everybody says that.
so I just not to interrupt this love fest here, but I changed the So this is the form the AG, presumably on their website, that a person can go on there and say, hey, someone's still disclosing it 15 days later. So when you go to that form, you must provide the name of the data broker, your name, and the specific protected information of the covered person that is being disclosed by the data broker. Right?
Just for the being disclosed, just going back, actually, now that Todd's in here, just a question about the like knowledge, almost like a knowledge standard on being disclosed versus wishes to not be disclosed. Is it like providing an absolute knowledge standard that the person absolutely knows that
Wait,
the being disclosed that's on in both this section and the other section versus like wishes to be non-disclosed, or I don't know.
but it is being disclosed, right? That's why you're submitting notice to the AG that it is currently being disclosed.
So the person has to have 100, I guess, like when it gets to it, they have to have 100% knowledge that it is being disclosed at the time that they, like, I guess, is there like a burden of proof there that they are saying it is being disclosed versus,
After 15 days, so it's after 15 days and they're still disclosing it. You have to know that they are disclosing.
okay, okay.
Yeah. At this point, no, I mean, there's no violation or lawsuit if you can't tell if they're disclosing or not disclosing. Like the violation is they are disclosing something they've been told not to disclose, or they redisclose it, right? So yeah, you got to be. All right. That's that, and the study changed from AOA to ADS with, you'll like this, Todd, the AG is now being included as a consultant.
Plus the AG wants to run this.
Yeah.
I did show up. We are happy to help support this study. I mean, that's it. Thank you, Vice Chair. Yeah.
To respectfully decline.
We are happy to support the study.
And I'll need to know who to put on because this will be a floor amendment. It won't be the committee, it'll be names. So it's not quite a straw poll. You can do a straw poll, but then we also it could just be you, Mr. Chair, or it could be whoever wants to be on the amendment.
Good up to committee members if they want to be on that.
I'd like to be on it.
I'm gonna pass as we want.
So, I'm unable to, what are we asking? What's being on what? Would someone please restate?
So this is going to be a floor amendment because we're on third reading. And at this point, the committee's report has been adopted. So now your report is part of the bill. This is a strike all amendment to the bill that passed on second reading. So long story short, this is an individual amendment, which can have more than one individual. So I just need to know if you want your name on the amendment. Okay.
Okay, no thanks.
Jericho, please.
Yes. I was like, last name's Jericho?
Good name, Jericho.
Mr. Chair, I assume?
Better than Burlington.
Oh, he's on his way.
Better than
He's almost
Burlington.
on.
Oh,
He
cool.
may want to.
Did you say?
Better than Burlington Duke.
Oh, okay.
It's fun though.
Hello, Duke of Berlin.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is pretty cool. To be a Duke of Burlington.
There's the.
Never apologize, saying, shall we curtsy?
Okay.
So we start.
What?
I'm sure that's jockey direct.
Well, you could be a sub.
I appreciate
Sure,
the offer.
sure, yeah.
Yeah, hey, that's a good name too.
Let's see if White and Bethel. has an interest.
Jericho Ireland Granny would be Jake.
First to have him back here.
Where is
He
he?
was gonna join remotely, wasn't he gonna join remotely at first? Yeah. Okay. we're just waiting to. It's for the floor right now,
The floor, yeah.
not for tomorrow.
Yes,
All
yeah, for that 3:42.
right, Kirk is on. Hello, Kirk.
Says you're talking, but we don't hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sort of.
Yes.
You know? All right,
Do you have access to your email?
I do, yes. I haven't looked at it though.
Can you mail him the?
I listened to Rick's presentation.
What version are we on right now?
3.3, let me,
So why don't we take a quick break and we'll allow Kurt to take a look at the draft and then we can go back live and see if he wants his name on it and then we can do a straw vote.